Okay, what was that? What was that? That was not Rick Tocchet hockey, baby. Are you kidding me? The Vancouver Canucks have just played their first game of the 2024-2025 season. I'm here in a Vegas hotel room with lights that are probably way too unbalanced and a view that is very subpar. If I turn off that big bright white light over there, you're not going to see much of me. So we're just going to leave it the way it is because the Vancouver Canucks have just played a game. We just finished watching it on stream and I got a few thoughts. The Canucks lose this one 6-5 in overtime after highs and lows and highs and lows. We saw probably the biggest highs and lows that we may see all year in this game. The Vancouver Canucks started it on a high point. They had so many goals. They were going and they were not giving up. They were not letting anything get to them. The Calgary Flames look beaten and defeated, literally, physically, and in terms of emotionally after that first period. But then the second period came. The Flames came back. They got themselves a few goals. The third period came. The Flames scored even more. They took the lead. It was all doom and gloom in Vancouver until one man, one American $8 million man in JT Miller scored a beautiful tying goal to send things to overtime in the final minutes. And then the Canucks lost. And this is one of these games where it's like, okay, you have to start feeling the waters a little bit. A 7-something save percentage for Arturs Silovs is absolutely not ideal. That is unacceptable. And when you think about the goals that were going in, we had seen this in the preseason, in the Calgary game. Yeah, literally it was the Calgary game, right? The one on September 29th, I believe. Is that the correct date? I'm not too sure. But we saw on that day Arturs Silovs letting in a lot of goals from long range. We saw in the Edmonton series in the playoffs, Arturs Silovs letting in a lot of goals from long range, and that continues here in this game against the Calgary Flames. Rasmus, Andersson, MacKenzie, Weegar, long shots that are getting right by. It just isn't a great showcase for, let's just say, the future of Vancouver Canucks goaltending in Arturs Silovs. We probably have a realistic chance of seeing Kevin Lankinen suit up on Friday against the Philadelphia Flyers, If the Vancouver Canucks are going to commit themselves to this 3-goalie setup that it's already been reported that they want to go ahead and continue with, even when Demko comes back, then okay, give Lankinen his reps, give Silovs rest time so that you could properly get into the groove of rotating 2-3 goalies by the time everybody is healthy and by the time the season is in full swing. Because a game like this, obviously it's a fun way to start things off. 6 plus 5, 11 total goals scored between two teams. One of them is supposed to be a powerhouse. The other one is supposed to be down there in the dumps in the Pacific Division. It was a David versus Goliath matchup if you're thinking about what these two teams were supposed to be heading into the year. But the Calgary Flames showed that sometimes all you got to keep on doing is just chipping away and chipping away and chipping away in order to find success and in order to fully take advantage of the situation in front of you. So let's talk about the goals here that went down in this game. Starting with the 1-0 Vancouver Canucks goal, it was Daniel Sprong, who starts things out for the 24-25 season with an amazing goal. He's from range, he comes in, he shoots, beautiful play. That is the Daniel Sprong that we know and love. He ends up scoring in his Vancouver Canucks debut, which is interesting because he also scored in his Anaheim, Seattle, and Detroit debut, making him one of only 3 players in NHL history to score 4 different goals in their debuts with teams. And that's a weird way to say it, but with 4 separate debuts on different NHL teams, they ended up scoring goals. Daniel Sprong gets things started. Okay, fantastic. Let's go. It's 1-0 Vancouver. And then we had ourselves some shenanigans. JT Miller had a really big, devastating hit on, who was it? Was it Rooney, I think? And that got a lot of Calgary Flames players up in arms, just super ticked off. Miller had a target on his back for the rest of that first period towards the end there. A lot of physicality, a lot of just kind of aggressive plays, overly aggressive plays. The Flames started putting themselves in the penalty box after this situation happened. And that's where the Canucks really started to take it to Calgary. Obviously, they scored the Sprong goal that was on the second unit power play, and then Elias Pettersson drew another penalty, which put the Canucks on the power play again. This is where Brock Boeser got in on the action. Really nice play as Quinn Hughes goes over to Petey. Petey sends it to the goal line to Jake DeBrusk, and back out in front in the slot for Brock. Beautiful goal, tic-tac-toe. It's perfect. Pristine, picture perfect. And the Canucks have a 2-0 lead. Then, just a few minutes later, Conor Garland scores, and Arturs gets an assist here. Arturs, he was down in the corner. I ended up moving the blinds over there because it was getting really annoying having to shove them away the whole time. But Arturs in the corner, he squeaks it over to Höglander. He comes out in front, takes a shot, it hits a few things, and then it's out onto the side for Garland, who puts it in. 3-0 Vancouver. 3 different goal scorers. They're rolling, they're chugging along, they're looking dominant. Fans are saying this is like a repeat of the Edmonton series from last year, where the Canucks opened up the 23-24 season with a stomping of the Oilers. I think it was 8-1, and Boeser had 4 goals, and this might be the same thing. And then it was made even more further like that when Brock Boeser scored a second time. Not without a Calgary goal, though, because Anthony Mantha did make it 3-1. He scored the one on a shorthanded breakaway. Beautiful play there. Obviously, you don't want to see shorthanded breakaways being given out there to guys, but if it's Anthony Mantha, look, by the time Mantha came out of the box on the 5-on-3, it expired and he came out, it was still 5-on-4. The Canucks had the man advantage, pass sent up to him. I was like, oh, that's in. Like, Silovs, I'm sorry, I love you, buddy, but you're not stopping Anthony Mantha, who is that fired up. He's also angry and everything at Miller. He ends up coming in, dangling the pants off of Silovs, going 5-hole, and that is a 3-1 goal. The Canucks quickly score after, though. JT Miller gets the pass from Hughes. He sends it out in front. Beautiful play to Brock Boeser, who is on the doorstep. He makes it 4-1 at the end of the first period. Miller and Mantha also fought, so there you go. But throughout the rest of the game here, the Vancouver Canucks, I hate to say it, they took their foot off the gas pedal, and you don't like to see that out of a Rick Tocchet team. That was not Rick Tocchet hockey. You can kind of see the reflection of my apartment there. Not apartment, hotel room. There's a cop over there too. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah. Can I zoom in on my face cam? No, I cannot do that. But yeah, the Flames started getting goals. Long shots. What can I say? They kind of escaped me at the moment, but Rasmus Andersson had a goal. MacKenzie Weegar had a goal. There was also a goal scored by Pospisil too. Silovs just getting beat with up-high snipes. And that continues eventually onto the 5-4 goal. 5-4, I believe it was MacKenzie Weegar. No, 5-4 was Huberdeau, 4-4 was MacKenzie Weegar. And then Huberdeau made it 5-4 in the third period with a really nice play by the Flames, driving it wide on the left side, centering it out in front. Huberdeau is there on the doorstep. He pots it right in behind Silovs. Carson Soucy, unfortunately not checking properly what is Jonathan Huberdeau right there, open in the slot with a free open puck. So the Canucks make it 5-4, and I say they make it 5-4. They're down 5-4 because they just blew a 4-1 lead. They go from 4-1 down 5-4, the entire building is dejected, and then they pull the goalie with minutes to go in the third period. And this is when Rogers Arena comes alive after Quinn Hughes blocks Mikael Backlund's empty net goal attempt. He spins around in his own zone, comes right up, sends a long lob pass to JT on the left wing, who drives right in and slap shots it into the top right corner, far side. Beautiful goal by JT. Amazing moment for Canucks fans. 5-5 game. The building is buzzing. The Canucks have like seconds to spare. in the third period with this goal on the board. And in their last final seconds, they end up starting to generate more offense. They look pretty good. The Canucks, unfortunately, though, do not capitalize and score in the final minutes of the third period. Eventually, it goes to overtime, and this is where my stream crashes because it's beyond the time frame of a normal NHL hockey game. When I got the stream up and running, that's right when Conor Zary came right in, dangled around Hronek, dangled around Silovs, and then buried the biscuit to make it 6-5. Conor Zary, good young player. I've always been a fan of him, especially during his days on the Kamloops Blazers, but he scores the dagger here against the Vancouver Canucks to give the Flames a 6-5 win. I can't even analyze. It's the first game of the season. What do we say? What else do we say? They need to be better, right? Anyways, I'm leaving Vegas tomorrow morning, and this beautiful view, which you can't even really see because it's mostly reflections, and I need the light in order to get the reflections because you wouldn't be able to see me otherwise, this beautiful view is not going to be available to me afterwards, so even though that is unfortunate, we will have ourselves the memories which will last us a lifetime, hopefully, right? Back to scheduled regular programming for tomorrow and beyond, because I'm going to be back. For now, though, let me know your thoughts in the comments section as the Canucks lose to the Calgary Flames in their opening game of the season. I hope you enjoyed this Swedish Ashroll 99, and bye.